by the way, guys. So don't worry. It should come to our.
Oh yeah.
Well, Gareth's nice face and my not so nice face right now.
We both have facial hair, which is getting flamed every now and then.
I got compliments from people, but I hate it. I hate my facial hair.
Really?
I detest my facial hair.
I have to keep it, or else I look like an actual child.
I actually look like a child as well in actually. I think people have seen that.
Okay, we're on camera now. Hello.
Yeah, we're on camera now. All
what's
right.
up?
So what's up? You saw the whole game, or most of that last game?
Yeah, most of that last game.
Most of it.
Things got pretty touch and go for Alliance.
Yeah.
Waiting for Roche cycles, what, 2 or 3 times to try and push high ground?
Yeah, they used like the DK a few times. The DK ult on the. Okay, I gotta stop looking at this chat. Someone's being calling me a manlet. That's not nice.
Tavo was so good on that void.
Yeah, he played super well. Like he got. I think he only had like 1 or 2 chronos that weren't like pretty ideal. They played around it pretty well. I just felt like, I don't know. Their lineup was just so hard to play and execute. If they get behind it all like in the early game versus that kind of lineup, they can just get ran at. And you're running a Drow Ranger without a big frontliner.
Yeah, it was like it felt like a 4-man draft with a Drow. It kind of felt like the Drow was not out of place, but kind of disjointed from the rest of the heroes.
Yeah, I mean, it was the first 2 Drow pickup, and we don't see like some, of course they wanted the Void to get that lockdown. And
yeah.
They probably, I think it was their last pick where they were just like, they didn't know exactly what they wanted. They were probably having the same discussion me and Toby were having. We're like, all right, what meets all the criteria? We're like, what fits team fight? What fits damage? What fits like all this? Because right now their lineup is weird. It's Rubik, Silencer, Drow, and Void. So those 4 together, just like you feel like you're missing stuff inside the chrono. So I was suggesting like DK, Puck, and Invoker were the 3 that I did. Puck was okay, but they didn't have that frontliner. They didn't have like crazy damage either. It worked out pretty decent. If they had played like a crisper game, they could have definitely won that one if the lanes went better. But Alliance definitely outclassed them in that last one. And, well, whatever. Moving on to the next one now. We don't have IO this time around. They're definitely banning that one out after Alliance.
Yeah, don't worry, guys. Toby has gone to powder his nose, and he'll be back for the next series. I do joke. No, we're rotating casters on and off, and I'm not feeling particularly well, so I thought I'd get this game, get this series, jump into the Alliance match.
Keep my distance a little bit away from him, because now Toby was saying that he doesn't feel well.
Toby said that his nose started to feel blocked, and I feel really bad. I'm spreading. Suns fan has spread his disease to me, and now I'm spreading onto other people.
Just please don't get me sick. I don't want to go
I'll
home
try
sick.
to not breathe on you.
Last time I was here, I got horrendous food poisoning. 2 days I was here.
Oh, no.
I was literally dying. It was awful, actually. I was at my aunt's house. Thank God I have family here, but I was at my aunt's house, and I was just bad news. Couldn't get out of bed. Had a bucket next to me.
Toby's
one of those.
Toby's dead now. Yeah, I'm gonna close. Yeah,
you gotta close the chat, dude.
They're being funny.
They're a fun bunch, dude. The chat is super happy right now.
They're being funny.
So let's see. They get the Lina pick up. So they get Adriana's hero nice and early this time around, and still kind of like a flex pick. It could still be ran as support. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I wouldn't put it past like someone like King RD to play that on a 4 and just get super farm.
I've not seen it all tournament. This Adriano Lina that was so popular at the major, where he kind of brought out the good old Daedalus again.
Yeah, he went the 4-1-4 build. I mean, sure, he didn't have the Daedalus till much later in the game, but he knew what he already wanted to do in that game.
Right click and punch people.
Yeah, right click force. He plays it really well. So Alliance now, changing it up a bit. First pick Night Stalker. Pablo's Clockwork is just going to keep getting banned, so changing it up a bit. So their versus now. SG actually just picks Rubik every game now.
I've been mesmerized watching the player cams, especially Pablo's one. The way he looks at his monitor and actually moves his head and physically looks at different parts of his screen. It's mesmerizing. Honestly, I'm just sat there staring at his face as he looks around and looks at his mini map, looks at cooldowns and everything. It's just wow.
I mean, that's a good thing. When you see someone just staring at the middle of their screen, that means they're not. I mean, they're not playing properly.
Yeah, they're focused.
You have to look at everything.
Yeah.
Especially as a 4 player, you should. You're the big playmaker. You are the biggest playmaker for the team, so you have to really know everything that's going on.
Where's my next target? Where am I warding next? What's happening? Well,
as a 4, at least for me, when I used to play, and talking with a bunch of other players who play 4 now, it's still kind of the same thing. You go into your game and you have a whole game plan already planned out. Your first 10 minutes, it's okay, this is what needs to happen. If this messes up, I can do this. If this. You want to have your whole entire early game set up.
Algorithm in place.
Yeah. Calculative. So Alliance takes out. They actually take out the Darkseer themselves this time. Not wanting to get pressured. Could be an indicator of what carry hero they want to play. Maybe some melee carry for Era. SG takes out the Venomancer. Appropriate. Alliance has shown that they really do like to run that one still.
Drow still a consideration to ban here as well. This could be Jonas offlane Puck.
Yep.
Maybe with Era Drow safe lane if they
or
want
for
to.
SG. If SG, look, if it didn't work last game, but now they've got Rubik Lina, they've got a different approach to it. It's not a Drow in the first two either, so it's...
You set up for it rather than having to set up for it later on.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Possibility. So they ban out the Nyx. Makes sense when you're playing with Lina, more than likely on the core. Lina suffers super hard versus Nyx Assassin. The Alliance bans out the Sven for them. Sven themselves.
Why do you think that is? Just ties in nicely with Lina's timings, with the farm that you can sort of accelerate through.
They've got a lot of chain stuns, but I'm trying to think what they would want to go for. If they ban Darkseer and they ban Sven, so they want to pick some melee hero that would suffer versus those two normally.
How does CK do against Sven? Does the cleave affect CK Phantasm Illusions heavily?
It hurts. Yeah, it
hurts
does.
a lot.
It hurts a good amount. I mean, they do love their CK. Era has one of the highest. He boasts one of the highest win rates on CK of all time, over 50 games. He has, I think, like a 76%. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Versus Sanking now, Sanking maybe deters that a little bit. Lina is Sanking lots of AoE to clear those illusions. It's still pretty good versus them too, though, because you get to a point where they dispel damage isn't enough.
And the physical damage that you bring just shreds through the squishy heroes as well.
Yeah, all three of these are like
easy targets.
One armor.
Yeah.
Pretty much heroes. I'm still thinking it could be like some standard safe lane hero, some Jug, something along those lines, but they'll probably want to save his for later and get him a good matchup. We'll see what he wants to do, though.
I'd love to see them bring back the Era Lycan. It's been a while since we've seen that, but the Vengeful Spirit looks like they'll be aiming more towards the kind of aura, stack things up.
I mean, now dude, it could be a draw for Alliance.
Could still be
the draw for the Alliance team. I like the...
If you're in SG's boots, would you start thinking about maybe block picking the Drow Ranger? If it still fits your game plan and your lineup?
Depends on like what kind of read they have and how they felt after that last game. Like losing with that type of hero, it's just like you don't want to lose like this back to back with the same hero unless you're very confident in it. And I think that
unless you're Team Secret or EG or something.
Yeah. I think they have a lot of other strategies up their sleeves. We'll see though. Alliance now with this Venge Puck, they have some cool kind of initiation combos they can do. You can swap out of the coil and stun people. Always, all the time. Two different ways of initiating. You have a save now, of course, on the bench, but the aura is going to be very useful for them to actually take objectives with this puck.
The coolest thing I feel about Lina has been her tower killing capabilities, from long range, just powering away at tier 1s and tier 2s.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily need that, frontline, Juggernaut or Sven or someone to just go and hit buildings. Sure, it'd be nice to have someone on the front lines, but right now it feels like SG are kind of lacking in vision. Like, of course, you're going to be behind against Nightstalker Puck with both Darkness and Orb, and even Wave of Terror from Alliance, giving
Alliance
so many ways of giving vision and finding that target.
You go for the Void again. So this game they've got great follow-up inside the Chrono already with the Sanking, the Lina, and the Rubik.
Some big old team fight here from SG as well.
Void is susceptible to dying though pretty easily versus like Nightstalker. You have the Silence. The Silence is super good early on versus Void.
There's the Drow.
And the Alliance does go for it. Yep.
Drow, Venge, and Puck.
That's pretty scary. They've got the Vengeful Spirit. They pick the Venge, and SG actually picks the Void into Venge too. So he has a save inside that Chronosphere. So Venge can swap out the Drow Ranger in those type of situations.
Oh, yeah.
And they have a lot of Silence and pretty decent team fight. Like Nightstalker and Puck getting into the backlines could be definitely a problem.
Even like a Shadowblade Drow Ranger with the Gust could cause a lot of issues. And the thing with Alliance's draft, you're still not sure where the Puck is going.
Yeah, that's the greatest part. It's still open-ended. You can go in either. More than likely, it's going to get thrown in the offlane this one, but we still don't know. I would like them to take another beefy mid laner, though. I'm trying to think what the options could be. Some mid lanes well versus Lina. It's not a whole lot.
I mean, DK kind of trades farm, doesn't do well against Lina.
DK could work again, yeah.
Something that hits buildings. It's very, very tanky. His armor maybe not as potent against all of this magical damage, but we've seen hoods and BKBs picked up by Dragon Knights just to tank up against the magic damage. Could be an option for them.
So SG is expecting this Puck to go mid. They banned out Tide. So they're worried about that 5-man gather up with the Drow Ranger with the Tide behind. Ben not liking.
Good gap closer against Drow.
It sucks to play Drow versus like.
Really
it's like
does.
the whole game is actually just miserable.
It's like, oh, there's a wolf here, and he is hitting me over and over. Oh, hello.
Okay, so it is going to be
Prophet.
the puck mid, and it's going to be Jonas on Nature's Prophet.
That's going to cause all sorts of problems.
Yeah,
here.
for Rubik Senking, I mean, these two, they can try to kill Treants. Those Treants are buff now.
Well, like, also the fact that they're going to be forced to stay in the safe lane to try and keep whoever the safe laner is alive, right? Because Furion with Drow Aura and potentially a Night Stalker roaming around that
So much damage.
that
actually.
bounty rune spot.
Yeah. They're definitely going to have to keep that trying. That's a very good point. And that's like Nature's Prophet dream. You're set up for that, and they did their chant again. Did you notice?
Oh, did they?
Lines,
Oh, I
yeah.
didn't
They all
see
gather up.
Cameron.
They do get it. They get into a huddle, and they actually have like a chant that they do.
Nice.
I really want to know what they say. I'll ask them afterwards so we can share with everybody. But I'm assuming it's something Swedish.
Yeah, you keep the trial in there, then you TP out, and you're like,
Yeah.
right, I'm going to gank another lane then. See
Yeah, that's the. Thank you very much. Yeah, the Nature's Prophet, he forces those two supports to stay there, and he messes with them. Like these two, like Rubik and Sanking, they want farm, they want levels, and like, this is already a 5 Rubik, which I'm not always a biggest fan of. He can suffer a lot. You don't have the chance to really be that shining star that Rubik's can be. And yeah, Furion or Nature's Prophet actually puts a lot of pressure onto that safe lane. So this is interesting. It's safe lane Void with an axe, off lane.
Okay. I guess...
Axe with Blade Mail could be pretty damn nice this game since everybody's already most of the heroes are boosted up by that Drow Aura. They'll kill themselves very quickly on that Blade Mail. And now they don't have to like depend so much on the Chronosphere for team fights. They can just play around the Blink Call.
I mean, it's Void with a Time Walk. It's another gap close to get inside of Sprout. Catch up with the Nature's Prophet in lane, so you can maybe kill him level 1 a couple of times with the Sand King and the Rubik.
I'm not too crazy about this Axe pick though. I feel like they're kind of limited in the lanes that they can actually make moves to now. It's like they can gank Adriano's lane.
Like, can Tavo lane? I think is the question. Can he actually go to lane and do anything, or does he have to jungle from level 1?
I think he has to jungle.
So then is that an open lane, or do you put Sand King down? This is the thing, it sort of opens up a can of worms kind of thing. Do you move Sand King down there to lead experience, to lead the lane against a Drow to push tier 1?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be like a Drow free farming in this game unless they try to do some crazy lane setup, but I don't think they should do some Rubik Sanking Void aggressive. That sounds pretty horrendous. Double melee with a Rubik as your ranged hero. Into a Drow.
Yeah. The Drow Avenge. Well,
I'm not crazy about the Axe pickup on the end. It could work, but I think they can actually just get like deathballed super hard by this Nature's Prophet Drow, and Axe doesn't really contribute much. If he actually dies like a couple times and gets his blink delayed, they could lose this game super quickly. Like Void is greedy. Axe is greedy. These heroes take a long time, especially when he's played Void in the safe lane. It's going to be a lot on Adriano to hold them if the other two lanes go poorly.
Well, into game we go. If Alliance wins this, they're into the grand finals with that 1 game advantage. SG Esports, it's time to catch up. They need to even things out in this best of 3 as we get ourselves underway. As I say that, they hit F9 and they pause the game. It wouldn't be Dota 2 without this. Patience from Zoe. Already, SG looks like they're going to go for some kind of aggressive play. Maybe move down to the Radiant jungle and try and find one of these early kills just to get them maybe an edge in the laning stage, get them a little bit of gold in their pockets.
They have better level 1, that's for certain. As long as they can, get the start on somebody. Axe doesn't contribute much, but the other 4 are quite strong. And Alliance, they're going to have Drow Aura and a Nature's Prophet. They have hard right clicks. As long as they're not surrounded by a lot of Alliance heroes, SG can easily get a first blood here. And they're going to look for it. They've got chain stuns.
Yeah, and even with that early Observe Award.
And they're going to go through the mid lane too. This is the best way to do these type of smokes. Since you can walk right through the tower, you don't get broken by it as long as you hug it nicely. Puck in position there though to break the smoke. Oh, limp. They're just reading their play actually.
Sees them. Finds them.
That was a very nice read.
SG get nothing for their troubles. Well, they get 1 Observe Award down.
Yeah. It's alright. They didn't lose anything. Just some time wasted, a smoke expended.
Pablo was even kind of lurking around to the... well, he went off on a warding mission behind the tier 1 at bot lane as well. Yeah, he got that Observe Ward down over there.
Yeah, so they'll know whenever Axe retreats to go jungle there. And retreat he will. He does have Stout and the Ring of Protection, but Axe is still one of those low armor heroes. He's a strength hero, but he's got 1 armor. And you're playing versus Avenge and Drow. So Avenge could He could have considered skilling Wave of Terror for just like zoning purposes, but no, he's just got the Magic Missile.
Look at this.
And they actually walk in and invade and take the bounty rune.
Straight in there with a bounty rune.
Yeah. So they're committing the full tri-lane to start at the bottom, and they're going to go for a wraparound and try to get the first blood right away on the Axe.
Are they going to sneak into the side shop and try and find him?
Yeah, they could definitely get it. We have Aura skilled up on the Drow, but they have the damage for sure to kill this Axe if he pushes up too far. As long as the lane's not too close to his tower. So both teams starting out with defensive tri-lanes. Jonas is going to do just fine in getting whatever he wants up here with those 4 treants. So bottom, Tavo's in a good position. He has the lane also in a great spot too. He actually skills Hunger to pull the creep wave too at the start.
Yeah, range creep gone. But everyone else is trying to spam deny on that creep wave from the Radiant side, top lane. Gonna have some fun in the 1v3 like we said. King RD and C4T gonna have their work cut out for them up against these Nature's Prophet Treants as they're already starting to whittle away and harass the Void, burn through the regen. They really do. After the number of buffs they've received, they do a significant amount of damage.
Even Void's getting pressured down pretty low when he has a poor man shield versus these things. That 36 damage is no joke when you have a Drow Aura on your Nature's Prophet too. Yeah. So Sanking is already making the rotation. He's just like, we can't zone this Nature's Prophet. I need to make plays elsewhere. And mid is the only one he really can make plays for now.
Against the puck, though, it's not going to be easy.
No, they need to wait for him to orb aggressively and play very confident. Still a hard kill even if they are able to connect the stun. He has to be in a very bad spot to die.
Limp does so much damage, 79 with 1 null thanks to the Drow
TB
Aura.
from the Nature's Prophet. He's going to go the Courier Snipe.
Oh,
he's going to get it.
Right. In behind the tier 1, 2 hits and down it goes. No items on it though, but still sniping that Courier. It's a nice bonus for your team and it'll delay the bottle. Or a second null maybe for the Lina.
Yeah, I've seen so many Couriers actually get sniped this tournament. I feel like it's constantly happening. Jonas in a very aggressive position on Tavo here. He's just giving him the right click, but one spin with the Battle Hunger. Do we have any rotation coming out for Jonas? Still giving him the right click. Now Sand King's starting to move in.
Oh, Sand King wants to go for the puck. Invis, King RD looking for the go. Limp has an orb and a phase shift, but the Dragon Slave out from ADR.
Yeah, we were saying the Sand King needs to do some work in the laning phase and right away get some nice lucky Invis rune. But that Lina.
Equally, you know, the story's been told about the Axe. He's sent back to base. He's back in the fountain now. And Yunasafan has already farmed up a little bit of his jungle, moves back towards top lane.
He's got his up. I mean, Axe is, he's okay though. He's got Iron Talon, so he can actually jungle pretty fast with this. He doesn't really want to go back to the lane, and he knows he's going to be under vision, but he can jungle at a pretty good pace. But yeah, they lost their Courier, so that definitely does hurt quite a bit.
We'll leave the Drow Rangers to free farm bot lane as well.
Yep.
In this kind of situation, do you want to try and shove the tower as quickly as you can, or do you want to try and freeze the lane a little bit, gain as much experience as you can on the Drow before reaching, you know, level 6 and then push the tower?
Shove.
Shove as fast as possible.
Yeah, definitely shove. Especially at the 5-minute mark, you go for this tower siege. Tavo getting gone on by the 2 supports here.
They've got a stun as well. He's got no call. He's used his Battle Hunger already. Not quite enough damage coming through. But
he's able to self, and the TPs are coming in from SG now.
Where's the Furion? Cancels out a TP. Doesn't want to commit for this one, and the lift is there onto Hanskin. Tries to deny himself to the Ancients. Is he going to be able to do this? It's going to come down to RNG, and he does!
And he gets it.
Some way, somehow, 4 heroes converge onto the lowly little bench. But she lets the golems take her life.
Space. Adriano was like 1 mana short of having the nuke for the mana for the Dragon Slave, so wasn't able to get there. He tried to walk up and use his stun, but yeah, just was a bit too far. Hasted Night Stalker going toward that mid lane. Not a whole lot of mana to work with though. He's got 1 nuke soon. Oh, he's got a Mango. Okay, so he's got both spells. He wants to use it.
But now you've left your Void in a 1v1 against the Furion, who just picked up phase boots.
Oh yeah.
The Rubik and Sand King, I don't know if you even bother coming back to this lane. Just sack the Void, let him get experience, and try and make action happen.
Make the roam
elsewhere.
happen. I think they can move. They can actually make like duo smoke plays with the Rubik Sand King with like an axe rotating toward bottom. As long as they know where the supports are, they can make plays on this Drow Ranger. And they do have vision of the Night Stalker just now with that ward they have placed from the early game. They are wrapping now behind the Drow. Era could be in some trouble here.
Yeah, with a good stun, they've got the lockdown to start things off. The Gust looks good, but Era dropping incredibly low. The Battle Hunger about to wear off. The Caustic is there, but it won't pop her to death. Era's still alive, turns to fight against Turbo as well. The damage comes through, and this Furian's TP'd in to secure the kill on the Axe. The aggressive plays not paying off, but it was so close for SG.
If they had waited, like, literally one creep to die, Axe would have hit 3 and he would have had Berserker's Call for that gank to actually be much easier. I think they jumped the gun a tiny little bit there from King RD. Because he hit 3 right at, like, they were going on him, they were about to bring him down, he gets a creep kill on the right side from his spin, gets level 3, and then the Drow Ranger's already out of range, you can't get the call off on him.
It's the little things, Fogged.
Small things. Small things adding up. Small little mistakes can definitely hurt a lot versus Drow Ranger lineup.
This Night Stalker Venge combo is being an absolute pain in the backside, consistently roaming in towards the Axe, stopping him from farming. A call in with one of these little hell bears will do a little bit of damage, but Pablo's like, yeah, whatever.
He just takes the bear.
My
Takes
money.
the last hit. Oh, Tabo is struggling as we had expected from the draft, you know. He's level 3, and it's about to be 6 minutes in as this offlaner.
Only 10 CS.
Yeah.
A lot of those are jungle creeps already anyway. Top lane HFN. Going in with a Chrono onto the Furion. They've got some damage from the Fade Bolt, the TP from Puck. Trying to turn things around here, but I don't know if Limp's got the damage as we look back down towards the bottom shrine. Vengeful Spirit caught here with the Axe and the Sand King. The Hanskin will fall, but he wants some blood. He's got a taste of it. King RD stuns through, but the Sandstorm keeps him invisible, hiding away from that Drow Ranger damage. But the thing is, Era switches targets onto Turbo. Now the Dust, Fan comes in and they're fighting the Sand King as well. 3 for 1, a 3 for 1 there.
Yeah.
Well, 3 for 2 if you count the Nature's Prophet, I guess, as well as the Vengeful Spirit, but still the tempo firmly in the grasp of Alliance.
And that was during the catapult wave too, so the tower bottom should be able to get finished up now by Era. He popped his aura while that catapult was coming in. So tower looks like it's actually going to drop. And Void died top to the Puck, so Puck TP'd in. Void tried to time walk TP out, but he started his TP on intreads, and he died literally from like the last auto attack. So maybe if he was on strength, he could have possibly lived. Era, bottom lane, looks like they're trying to make a play on him. They close the distance. He's looking very dead. However, the silence.
DD rune. Yo, this Puck damage! Oh, Limp screws him up and now looks for more. King RD, there's no dust to see him. But he's moved out of his Sandstorm. The Dream Coil catches him. The range drop looked good, but with a right-click DPS, Alliance have more than enough.
Limp turning up super clutch there. Lena's literally about to throw his nukes onto the Drow Ranger, gets silenced up, and just gets brought down instantly from Limp. Perfect rotation. Like, I thought Era was actually dead there for sure. I thought they were just going to use everything on him right away, but yeah, perfect silence coming out from Puck.
Look at Puck's damage, 97 plus 129.
Yeah.
With the DD rune and the Drow Aura, of course, but that's a ridiculous amount of right-click coming out of this little fairy dragon already. It's only 8 minutes in the game. SG struggling to get a foothold in this game. C14.
Oh my
dear lord, what, Turbo?
Hanskin was going on a warding expedition, finds an axe sitting at like a little bit less than like 3/4. Nature's Prophet ulti plus a stun, dead. They didn't have to give a right click on him. He was just a little bit too low.
What's the plan here from SG? Like what do you do to stem the flow? How do you stop the bleeding? Because Alliance
make moves is like 3 heroes over and over again. Like this Sand King and Rubik have the work cut out for them. We mentioned it during the draft. Like that's kind of what we expected. And same with Adriano. He needs to make like big plays on his rotations, but he suffered a lot in that mid lane. Having his courier get sniped, like that's a losing matchup already. Puck versus Lina with Drow Aura, Puck wins that. Especially with the nerfs that have come to Lina's Dragon Slave at the start.
And hey, look,
85 damage.
Alliance take the tier 1 bottom lane. What do? They shift up towards top. They're already 1 tower up. Let's get a little bit more. Let's extend our lead even further. Tier 1 falls immediately, and C4T's chased down. With you have some fun there. Sprout allows the silence and the void to come through from Pablo. And it seems so simple from Alliance at this point.
It's the draft. It just makes it a lot easier to play when you're just running at towers and grouping up. It naturally makes you group up. That's what Drow Ranger lineups tend to do. And yeah, SG is just really suffering.
HFN's cutting the wave bottom lane, at least getting a little bit of split push in, but Alliance not going to stop just yet on this top lane. King RD readying himself for some kind of defense.
I mean, look at how confident Alliance is feeling. They're showing 2 mid, 2 top, and they're just wailing on towers with no care in the world. They know how strong they feel right now. They're probably looking at the levels as well and seeing that Rubik and Sand King are like level 4. So their damage is pretty much all dependent on the Lina right now for SG.
And they know the Sand King was up there. He even TP's away. King RD is done. He just does not want anything to do with that top tier 2. So we'll get some damage at the tier 1 at bottom lane. At the very least, SG will claim a little bit of gold.
This is exactly the concern I was talking about, man. It's like Axe dies a couple times, gets his blink super late, but by the time you get it, you're so squishy, you're going to blink call and just die right afterwards.
Yeah.
And that's what it's looking to get to be. Alliance taking down 3 of the towers already, the top 2 towers, and now they're going to go for the mid one. It's just a clockwork. Not the hero.
Systematic demolition of the Dire team. King RD, dodges a stun, but the dust is there, but he's very quick on his feet with those little tranquil boots he's got, gets himself away. His middle lane, is that just a Puck and a Drow whacking into the tier 1 there? There's no defense really from SG as they lose yet another outer objective. One by one they fall like dominoes. When you look at Limp, he's almost on Blink Dagger. The tower gold that's flowing in, it's not just the map control, not just the objectives they're taking here, but the sheer amount of gold that's just flowing into their pockets. Blink Puck, Dragonlance, and like halfway towards Shadowblade for the Drow Ranger. But the supports. Nice Stalker and Vengeful Spirit. What are they aiming towards? You're looking for... Is it going to be a Helm of the Dominator for Hanskin maybe? I just got Gloves of Haste queued up. I don't know what's on the Courier.
Probably more auras, yeah.
It's going to be Treads. Just finishing off Treads.
Some Treads. So Treads and like a Medallion. Medallion is super good this game with Drow on your team. You're playing around Roche. Playing around Aegis timings, so bottom lane, they're set up for a chrono. It's just Pablo here. They scan behind him and they catch somebody, so looks like they're feeling a bit reluctant now to make those kind of plays happen. They put a ward down, keep eyes on him. Still patiently waiting.
Mask of Madness Void. I've seen this a little bit, mainly from Chinese teams. Does have a bit of an overlap with the Time Walk, but it allows you to pump out a lot of damage inside of the Chronosphere. I guess that's what they're relying on now, is a big Chrono, kill off a couple of people within it with Dragon Slave, Laguna Blade, and the right clicks of HFN's Void. At least to try and win a little skirmish or a team fight here or there, but this smoke from Alliance bypasses the Dire Observer wards.
Oh, they see the Void too. They've got the nighttime vision from Night Stalker.
And a Blink Silence into the Void, and another Crippling Fear, and down goes the Void. C4T looks like he'll be able to successfully TP. Now they converge onto top lane though. Yonasan Fan already sprouts and TP scrolls away.
He's gone, yeah. Reactions being forced everywhere. You alright, Garrett? Sounding a little bit sick over there. My buddy is not feeling so well, guys. SG not feeling so well either. They're looking to be struggling a lot in this game.
I've passed it on to them.
Get on. Yeah.
It started with Suns Fan, it came through me, and now I'm transferring it on to players.
Yeah, SG just, now at this point, they need to just wait for this Axe Blink Dagger.
But thanks for caring, Fox.
I do.
Toby didn't care. He's just like,
didn't.
Get away from me.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Chrono is off the mark. Limp just casually walks away.
Limp, you elusive little devil. Oh, what's the cooldown on that Chrono anyway? It's like a minute and a half.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 140 seconds now.
140 seconds.
And that's where Alliance can just be, maybe we can even knock on the door of the base. I think that's just might be what they'd be doing. As how close do we have for this Axe Blink Dagger? He's still 200 gold away. There's no Chrono either.
This is without Roshan. This is what surprises me the most. This is no Aegis or Drow. This is just raw. 40 minutes in. We are so far ahead of you right now in terms of net worth, levels, but just raw right-click damage power.
Yeah, that's probably enough. They can maybe continue if they want to because they know Chronosphere is down. And they see the Lina's boom.
And the fact that Axe is quite far away. Oh, he's got Blink.
He's got Blink
Axe
now.
Just gets his Blink Dagger.
They take this tower and go back for Shrines, and they need a Roche. The only reason they got the opportunity to break that high ground was because Chronosphere was whiffed in mid, and they know that there was no Blink on the Axe just yet. So now, same thing, systematically. Hit Shrines soon, go for Roche.
And then he's GG.
And don't stack up too hard when you're sieging buildings. SG now though, like you said, Blink Dagger finished on an Axe. They're looking to get aggressive, trying to make some plays around that one ward vision that they do have.
Yeah, they see Hanskin. Vengeful Spirit is an easy kill, not an ideal kill though. There was much.
They need bigger ones.
Much prefer the Drow or the Puck.
Yeah. They're looking for Era.
It looks like they might just find him. There's the Blink Call in for the damage, and Drow Ranger absolutely dead.
Good pick off. Not having to expend much either. Just an axe revealing the Blink Dagger now. That's it. Should buy a little bit of time for King RD to get that farm going. But Adriano now looks like he could be in some trouble. Pablo and Limp catching up on him. And yeah, he's looking very dead on the Lina.
Yeah, there's no response here. They're all so far away on the other side of the map as we watch the Drow die. But this all started with Nature's Prophet Treants chipping away at the shrine, little by little, you know, getting the damage in. Lina thought she could TP in to force them to scurry away.
And it could be Roche time now.
Yeah.
But Drow Ranger is actually not anywhere near. Or it does have a TP. If they want, they could go for it, but nah, they don't want to do it. They want to defend bottom instead. They don't want to give up any breathing room for SG. They could go for the Roche here, but instead they're going for the play. They do see the Night Stalker coming in with their ward, but there's an invis. Drow, but he runs into the Chrono!
Oh, Tavo, you got the call as well. In comes Hanskin, swaps back the Drow. Turn back to fight Tavo as well. Can they find the Void? I'm not sure. Has another Time Walk up, ready to jump across the cliff and into the river. They do get the 1-for-1 trade-off there as Axe falls for the life of the Night Stalker.
Axe for Night Stalker and Chrono was expended. Go Roche. This time it's definitely you go for the Roche.
And in the meantime, you don't need your Nature's Prophet. He can just continue split pushing, keep his waves shoved out. But this is something that SG can maybe exploit.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about having Drow and Nature's Prophet is Drow, you walk into the Roche pit, you click your aura, you split push in your own way. And that's exactly what he did. He literally used aura as soon as he walked in. So now Nature's Prophet doesn't have to, you know, keep split pushing like that.
He will avoid the aggression. They were moving down towards bot with Sanking Void, and into the pit they go. An easy Roshan.
Aegis time. Level 12 Drow as well, so the level 2 aura starting to kick in. And Medallion finished on Venge, so yeah, like you said, all that tower gold kicking in. Top lane, Tavo.
Oh, man.
Getting ganked up by Pablo and Jonas. They should be able to bring him down quite easily. He was trying to do the blink trick. He backpacked it. Is he going to be able to get the blink off? He dies before. Dude, he had 0.2 seconds when he was about to get that blink off. Because he backpacked it. I've seen these guys. I've been seeing SG do it so much, actually.
What's happening here? Lina's caught with Limp's Dream Coil to start things off. Inra's just behind the tower, tanking creep waves. They bring down another tier 2. It's the last outer tower it is. There's a tier 2 and there's one shrine standing.
Dude, this was the concern that I was talking about, right? Yeah. That 10-minute death ball that can happen when you're playing with this type of greedy lineup.
What's the response? You just don't have one.
I mean, if SK has a Blink Dagger, they could try for something. He does. He's actually channeling up the Epi right away. They're trying to go onto the drop.
Oh, dear. He gets a 2-man stun. It's a 2-man call. Swaps there from Hanskin, and in jumps the Void. But no Chrono just yet. Tavo falls, and Alliance still all alive. As they will rip apart these dire barracks. C4T! Hera just 4-shots him.
They could have actually gotten some kills if the Epicenter didn't get cancelled by King RD, though. But it's still very tough for them to defend that Rax. King RD gets brought down with no hesitation. They have tons of earn charges. Alliance is looking to stay, looking to close this game out. Chronosphere on the back. It's a Nature's Prophet, and now Chrono's down.
Yep, Hera stands his ground, Gust back, but the Aegis has popped. Limp dying to this Lina, slowly but surely. Hanskin moves forward, Limp blinks away, but now they've turned this one around. SG, they get a couple of kills under their belt as Adriano's still alive. Hera, oh, there we go. Finally brings down the Lina, but in a spot of bother, deep in this enemy base. Lina, that's a Bloodstone respawn. That's not a buyback, just very quickly there. Back into the game.
Clean themselves up a couple kills. Alliance may be getting a little overeager, but
that was a buyback from the Furion as well. I didn't even notice that, but Nature's Prophet bought back.
Oh, I didn't even
at some point during that fight.
Yeah, well, when because he got chronoed and killed.
Yeah.
And then I didn't even see him actually buy back either. They were trying to just get the double Rax advantage with that Aegis. They get one though. That's pretty massive at this point in the game. It's sub 20-minute Rax with Drow lineup. Should be feeling pretty good with that surge of gold that just came in too. Everyone's finishing up their next items. Venge has treads with a solar crest already pretty much. Night Stalker's got 1900 gold with treads, 1500 HP. Everyone's just pretty damn beefy on the side of Alliance right now.
Oh, Night Stalker's going straight into Aghanim Scepter. I thought maybe he'd go for something to try and end the game right now, but jump on top lane. The silence from Limp into the Void. Epicenter catches the puck though, and this looks like a nice kill, but a phase shift Limp keeps himself alive a little bit longer, but the Yule Scepter into the air. Can he blink away? He can. HFN ready though. Perfect placement. Knew where the blink was going to go. There's another
Nice
two-man stun. King RD will waddle away as Yunasafan hides and Sprout to TP out, and Pablo finds C40 in the back end. Two heroes from SG hiding in the trees. It's not safe in here. The flapping wings of Pablo and the gust from Era comes in at the right moment before they can time walk, before they can burst strike. No escape available. And SG, sure enough, they find Limp, but the expenditure was so great.
But at what cost, right?
But at what cost? Channeling your inner breaky CPK.
They had to commit a lot to try to get that kill. Epicenter was good though this time around. The Night Stalker Ags, I actually love this game. He's playing versus triple initiators on SG, the Void, the Axe, and the Sanking. I was like, what should I say? Dude, I'm tired. What's wrong with me? Void, Axe, and Sanking. So getting the vision of those initiators is super important. You literally just throw an urn on Axe or Sanking in the fights in the back lines, and their initiation's screwed. And he should take the cast range talent, I'm pretty sure, as well, so you can do that from further away, and yeah, he does. So.
Cast range is so good at Night Stalker. Silence,
oh, it's
Void,
amazing. Everything, yeah.
Everything you've got. All adds up. Alliance take a step back a little bit here, farm their own side of the river in the jungle.
They still have to watch their clumping. You know, the Chronosphere is always something quite threatening. Multiple forms of initiation from SG can definitely be scary. They're closing in on the Blade Mill, at least with the Axe, so that could be pretty decent if he's able to find a good call.
Dire scan into the pit, but it's a while until the big man's up. They're all grouped over towards their own Ancients. It's that fear of what's going to happen to them as they smoke up. And move to play aggressively. Mid lane's pushing in though, and this will be a big indicator for Alliance of what is about to come. Hanskin is smoked, and he might be the first point of contact as King RD just blinks straight over the top of him. Oh, in the back end, what's happening over here? The dunk misses. Yunasafan still found himself alive in a Sprout until the final hit came in, but the reinforcements arrive. Cavalry's here. Hanskin takes Lagunabate to the back. HFN jumps away with the time walk as well. Talvo being sticked away at there, and Limp with Pablo find a kill on the Great Yule Scepter. Catches ADR. Now the Void comes in with a Chrono. Puck is phase shifted though. They need to get the damage in, but Adriano can't turn and fight. Era's here and he has to suicide with a Bloodstone.
Chrono's down now. They can actually just go for this tower. They can siege.
Go end.
They have quick respawns though on SG. Lena's coming up in 5 seconds, so is Rubik, and they are 2-man down in Alliance. They'll probably siege this tower, maybe go for a range rush. They're actually committing for the melee.
This is a big commitment. Another big burst strike in with a chain stun from Lena. They find the drow, and yeah.
They had to know they were going to die there, honestly.
Yeah.
Everybody, like almost everybody's respawned on SG. You only have 3 heroes there. Over eager again to try to go for that Rax. They get the tower though, so good swing. And they take the overall fight. Roche is going to be respawning. Oh, we'll know in about a minute or so. Indicator. Pablo having a staring contest with King RD from the high ground. King RD gets vision of him first. Gets the jump as well.
Pablo flaps his wings and flies away. In the meantime, Limp was having this kind of stare off with C4T, face shifting, Yulesing, aiming for the telekinesis back. You know, Rubik wanted to get the lift in. Battle around the Roche pit as to wait for that timer to come in. HFN, DD, Rune at the ready with a Mask of Madness.
They bought a gem as well recently on SG just to try to press anything. That's when you're getting pressured this hard. One of the best cases that you can do is buy a gem, try to at least get that vision advantage away from you, because you're trapped in your base mostly. You don't want them to have like a surprise board or something along with that just loses you the game.
For the first time in a long time, it feels like SG haven't taken the Roche timer, because they've scanned and now they've just walked into the pit when Roshan can't possibly be up. They keep trying to poke their heads in and see what's happening, but they won't find out until right about now when we do get that timer coming through.
They can't really let Alliance to get there. That's why they're probably just like, they keep reminding each other. They're probably like, dude, Roche could be up. Yo, man, Roche?
Is it Roche time?
Roche? Yeah. playing versus Drow lineups when you're at this deficit. The secondary Rosh is just way
It's
too
a
big.
solo kill with the Orchid onto Void. It looks like it might just be not a solo kill necessarily, as Jonas does come in to help out Era, but it all started with a gust of the Drow Ranger.
Yeah, that's a really good pickoff. Not like massive. You don't get like some huge thing out of it, but you got 40 seconds now to make more aggressive moves.
C4T.
Very dead here. They're actually going to be able to go high ground. Do they get the Sand King as well? Oh my god, that's the gem too.
This is disastrous. They've all got buybacks.
Right, they're all just actually dead. This is a Rax.
I don't know. You don't want to buy back your Void with 20 seconds left to go, but you might have to. You'll lose one lane and maybe even the third, as the top will be transitioned into by Nature's Prophet. Treants, Drow Ranger, and Puck will shift over as well. This game looks like all the doors are closing for SG Esports as Tavo blinked in on by Puck, who jumps back with the orb.
Oh, Limp.
Fallen.
That was nice. Space making for them to hit the buildings. Void's back up now, though.
Well, good to play expended on Pablo. Good chrono. Catches the two big heroes. It looks like they'll bring down the Nature's Prophet. The Drow Ranger a little bit too tanky for their own work there. The blink call does find Era, but a good swap back will buy some time. But the dunk will finish her off. As Alliance have lost 3 heroes here, and they don't get a lane of Rax. The Puck self-fuels, face shift, and has a blink. Adriana tries to get onto the Fairy Dragon, but HFN with a triple kill. They hold the final lane of Barracks. They won't find the Puck. They kill off 4 more of Alliance.
They claim the gem back, too. You know, they lost the gem, and then they claim it back. How many buybacks was that one? That was only the Sand King using buyback for SG, but a lot of the damage was already done. 2 Rexes down when you're playing versus a Drow lineup with a Nature's Prophet. It's, I mean, next to impossible to kind of come back. You can get these kind of nice fights. You're pretty much hoping that Alliance makes a big mistake, but Rosh is back up now, and this is the second Rosh. So this is the Aegis Cheese, and as soon as Alliance is up, they're going to book it for it, and it's going to die so fast. I mean, Venge being level 14 with the Solar Crest, same thing with the Drow Ranger as well being... What was Drow? Why do I keep clicking? I keep clicking on Drow. Okay, Drow being 17. Not level 18 yet, but still more than enough damage. I
mean, we all saw the highlight reels and the Long Live Alliance clips and stuff. All of those mega creeps versus mega creeps and base races and battles like that.
This one's harder. This one's definitely way tougher for SG to kind of do that. They don't really have the solutions to deal with all this brute forcing from Alliance.
What level is Puck? 19. So level 20. Spell Amp or Waning Rift cooldown? What are your thoughts?
I've seen a lot of people take the Waning Rift. I like the Spell Amp, like almost every time, pretty much. It's just, I mean, you get 10% Spell Amp, which affects everything that you have, and you will get to a point as Puck where you're level 20 at this point. You're probably gonna get level 25. You're gonna get a Dag at 5. The Spell Amp is really nice. The Waning Rift can be pretty sweet though, because then it coordinates with your Orb cooldown. You always have both up at the same time when you John.
And in extended team fights, it can be pretty nice as well. But
yeah.
There goes
the Rat though. Look at Nature's Prophet top. They're starting to fight mid.
Oh jeez, the 3-man dream call. Puck swap back. The Aegis is popped. Void gets the damage in onto Handskin. Tavo blink calls, but it's only onto 1. They get the dunk done. But Limp is now stunned again. King RD with the epicenter looks like they'll try and blow up Limp, but the Lincoln Sphere blocks out the Laguna Blade, and Limp looks like he's out.
I mean, it's mega creeps already. The base is dying.
He's taking tier 4s.
Profit.
Jonas is in the base taking tier 4s. The fight is continuing. They catch on to Era in the back end. And they will be able to bring down the Drow Ranger. It looks like Limp buys some time. Hang on a second. What? Era's still alive with a cheese. It didn't lock him down long enough. And now he turns the battle away. King RD survives the Dragon Lance. Hurricane Pike pushes back the Void. Era finally going to fall with a Sandstorm, allowing King RD to hide away. Invisible and safe as this Chrono
again tries to go for Puck, and it gets juked out. But yeah, it's mega creeps. SD could try to fight back from this one, but they don't really have the heroes to kind of deal with Alliance either. Alliance has a multi-core lineup that scales, and SG they have Void and Lina who scale. Axe is too far down the line to really become a very big threat.
Where did they? Where? Was that over at the shop? It must have been over at the shop. That is an absolute tragedy.
Do you have a career hotkey?
I'm on Toby's thingy, so...
Oh, damn.
I've got... Toby has wonky hotkeys. I don't know what any of them do. Yeah, I don't know, dude.
I don't know what mine could be either on this computer. GG. HFN got Manta style so he can remove the silences. So he uses it there to remove one. Coil's on him now, though. He has the time walk. Stun chases, however. Get the swap back up on the high ground.
Pablo caught here, even though he's flying in the sky. The LSA lands and the Dragon Slave kills.
HFN lives.
In the meantime, Jonas is taking tier 4s again in the base.
I thought Jonas was going to show up to try to go for the Void kill too, but no, he doesn't care. Objectives. Objective gaming.
He is caught.
Boom.
That's a lot of damage. Blade mail
Blade mail
with all
versus
that.
the Drow Aura, man.
Ah, you were right.
I mean, he can get kills nicely from it, but it's just the timing at which he gets it. You know, that's what we were concerned about during the draft too when they picked the Axe. This exact kind of scenario where they lose a Rax pre 15, 20 minutes or whatever, and then the game is just so hard to play.
I mean, it's 28 to 21. The kill score does not indicate how much of an absolute devastation this has been for SG.
Yeah.
Alliance have kind of walked away with this one from start to finish. Era now picks up. Nice little Alpha Wolf, was it? Yeah, Hanskin does go back for the Helm of the Dominator, gets an Alpha Wolf for the Drow Ranger. Got that. Nice.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, Aura build, perfect for bench. Look how much damage everybody has. Bench is doing 200 per hit. Drow Ranger's doing 400 per hit. 450 even.
Nearly 500.
Nearly 500, yeah. Puck as well, when he's near those auras. He already has the plus 50 damage talent as well. So, he's doing 300 damage a hit. Getting an engagement.
They move forward onto Lina. Invis, Epicenter channeled up the blink stun, catches one, but the Epicenter was cancelled again. This Chrono will buy some time, and maybe the blink call will do a bit of damage, but Lina has to buy back to get into the battle. They do with the blade mail, kill off one and limp, dropping very low. Gets the phase shift off at the nick of time and blinks away. Barely surviving, King RD retreats away, but Era, eyes set on the prize, goes forward.
The bashes.
This time they don't have the Nidus Prophet, chipping away at tier 4s.
They have creeps though.
They do.
Those are tough creeps right there, taking on the shrines.
Kill the Battle Cup, kill it. Destroy it. Well, Alliance slowed down a little bit. Their push dampened, but
as he's acquiring more items, you know, this Void is becoming pretty strong actually, especially since he's gotten that level 22. So he's gotten the 3 main talents for health and everything, and tank ability. But the question is it enough? It's still definitely not. They can still take fights outside the base, but dealing with these side lanes pushing in is quite a lot.
Well, Jonas just pops the shrine, continues farming over towards the Ancients. It's not as though SG can keep every lane pushed out and then go and smoke and make a play aggressively across the river. They kind of have to wait, it feels, for Alliance to come to them. Dire Observer Wards have full vision of the Void and the Sand King both moving across this top lane, and they're pinging them both out. 2 heroes show top, and no one is the one Radiant Observer Ward up on the Spire.
Yeah, they're pincering. Nature Prophet TP's in, gets stunned right away. HFN's committing on it. Oh my god, brings him down almost so quick. He gets stunned up though. Coil as well.
Good Manta. HFN trapped in the trees. The time walk back, but the Chrono to buy some time is not enough as a limp finds the kill onto Void. Adriano does what he can, but he can't even kill the Drow Ranger with a Laguna Blade. The Waning Rift stolen by C4T, not going to do a damn thing. It's time to retreat, time to get out. The Ghost Scepter will at least buy a little time, a few seconds, here and there until he's forced to buy back. Sand King, 2-man stun, there's the blink call as well. The dunk not going to land. Tavo brought down and no buyback for him means that SG almost undoubtedly done in this game.
Oh yeah, HFN getting just demolished. It's a disaster, HFN says, and they call it.
Game number 2. Alliance have not dropped a single game throughout the final match.
Yep.
3-0 in the group stages, 2-0, 2-0 throughout the upper bracket into the grand final with a 1-0 advantage. And SG drop into the lower bracket.
Looking to have some good coordination, good teamwork. Like, you can tell that they're communicating properly in this game just because of like the small little moves that they were making, like the swaps and the TP in from the Fury to kill the courier, and just their like decision making overall, the way they traveled like in units always. SG this game, I think this one was a harder draft for them to play. They had to have like this Sand King and Axe somehow go like out of control. They needed these blinks way earlier. But 1 or 2 mistakes, 1 missed chrono, lose a Rax. Yeah, it's such a deficit there. It's so hard to play.
It really was. You feel the drought coming, but you think you've got what it takes to deal up against it, and that really was quite spectacular from Alliance, from draft to finish, the execution, very crisp, very clean.
I love that word. I always say that, crisp.
Crisp. It's one of my favorites as well.
Yeah, it was just a crisp game overall. There's very little mistakes, a couple unnecessary deaths. I think probably they'll look at it and they'll be like, all right, going for this tier, the secondary Rax attempt that they go for after they lose the Aegis was maybe a bit naive. They're not really respecting what SG had. The respawn times, Lita was coming back in 5 seconds. They only had 3 heroes versus 4 or 5. That was probably like their only big mistake in this game. Everything else was very methodical and calculated.
Well, that's not it for tonight. We have one best of 1 from the lower brackets.
Yes. Do we know which one it is?
It's going to be Thunder Awaken against Midas Club Elite.
It is Thunder Awakening.
So tomorrow morning will be Infamous against Team Spirit for the other lower bracket game.
Alrighty.
So yeah, we'll be back soon with the best of 1 for the lower bracket. For now, goodbye.
It's going to be on us for a bit. You know that, right?
It's fine. I just can't talk anymore.
I know, your voice actually sounds kind of painful, dude. I feel bad.
It's actually going.
I was trying to help you out a bit in some of the
You did a great job.
I tried, dude.
Thank you so much.
I heard you joking. You were like, so we should go to an ad pretty soon, though, guys.
Some lovely ads.
So next game, I mean, we're already in eliminations. You know, the best of 1. Should be pretty hype. I always like seeing teams.
We're not that bad on schedule, not as bad on schedule as I thought we were going to be. It's only one best of 1 we're missing, so
after 85-minute game in the start, we were all
and
like,
an earthquake.
Oh my god. Yeah.
A mini earthquake.
Wait, we did?
The ground shook.
Did we really?
Oh, were you not? Do you not feel it?
No, I didn't
it was me and Toby here. There was like a mini earthquake inside.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that. That's cool. I did not feel it.
The whole place just like shook a little bit. We're like, what the hell was that? Yeah, it was interesting. Never experienced that before in my life.
So how's your seafood, by the way?
Oh, it's
pretty good.
It's pretty nice, yeah.
You gotta try some. It's pretty good. It's kind of like Tang. It's pretty good. It's like sugar water.
Or it's orange flavor. Not orange the fruit, but orange the color.
Yeah.